Hi Aquarius, how are you? I'm going to pull you some cards. I'm going to do you a Celtic cross. It's quite an in-depth reading. These readings have been taking about an hour, but I just decided it's what I wanted to do for each sign, and you haven't had yours yet, so now you're going to get it. Now you're going to get it. I don't know why I said it like that. It's a general reading, so I don't know what's going to come up, what area of life it will pertain to. We will see. The way I tend to interpret the energies is through the lens of relationships, but really the energies that I'm picking up could apply to any area of your life. Take it as it resonates, my loves. It's a collective reading, so not every single message necessarily will be for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Use your intuition, use your own, don't take it as rote. Use it to prompt your own thoughts, feelings, intuition, yeah? Don't make decisions based on some random woman on the internet putting cards. Don't do that. I mean, don't. But also, this shit's useful. And if you're here, there's something for you. I believe this. But, yeah, I have to be responsible about it. But, it's up to you to take it responsibly as well. Okay, heart of the matter, please, for Aquarius. Thank you. Sun reversed. I'm feeling it's like you want to shine your light on something, but there's a reluctance to do so. The sun can come out when we're kind of shining a light on our shadow side, on the parts of us we don't want to look at, and that's the feeling I'm getting from this sun now. But just the way it's come out in reverse, I just feel there's a little bit of a reluctance on your part to do it. I don't know. By the way, with these Celtic cross readings, what I'm doing is I'm going around each position and giving a sort of brief look at the energy, and then once we've got a fuller picture, I'll use a few other decks to kind of clarify and dig a bit deeper. Okay, the challenge for Aquarius. What's the challenge for Aquarius? Five of Swords. Sabotage. Okay, that gives a slightly different angle on that sun card now. Because, we all know the sun is the happiest card in the deck, right? Cheesy, but yeah, true. But it's almost like you're feeling a happiness that you're so unfamiliar with. You're like, whoa. It's like your subconscious is fighting with you to subtly do things so that your world feels more familiar. And what you're used to is not the sun. I just feel like you've had a life where you're more accustomed to disharmony. So now that it's looking like you might have found something whereby you are feeling that happiness and harmony, it's like you're subtly killing it, for want of a better way of putting it. Okay, surrounding energies, please. Surrounding energies, please. Okay, I'll take two. Two of Cups, the Hermit. Right. So that's where your sun is coming from. That's where your sun is coming from. It's coming from like a beautiful exchange of love. This could be a friendship. It could be romance. It's reciprocal. It's beautiful. It's pure. It's the card everyone wants to see in a love reading. And it's accompanied by the Hermit, which is really nice. And it sort of is that energy of enlightenment that I spoke about when we first saw the sun. When I said about a reluctance to shine a light on the shadow parts of ourselves, the shadow parts of ourselves can also contain good things. There's good things about ourselves that we bury. There is. And I'm just saying that because the Hermit, it is an energy of that type of enlightenment. Look, he's shining a light on shit, right? I don't know. It's almost like you have a past where maybe when you were growing up, you kind of weren't allowed to feel your own feelings. And often when that happens, we think of so-called bad feelings that we weren't allowed to feel growing up. But I also get the feeling that growing up, expressions of joy were kind of laughed at for you. And somehow that's why you're uncomfortable with this feeling of joy sort of thing. I hope that makes sense. But Two of Cups with the Hermit is lovely energy to have in your surrounding. There is also the feeling of being quite measured with this Two of Cups, because sometimes this Two of Cups can be a bit infatuation like, but I feel like you're taking things quite slow with it, with the Hermit being out. It's nice. And I feel like you're ready for it. I feel like you're wise. You're wise to what you want and what you don't want in a Two of Cups situation, whether that is a friendship or a romantic situation. Exiting energy, please. Exiting energy. Eight of Swords. Oh boy, am I glad to see that in your exiting. Yeah, because you've shone the Hermit's light on yourself. So this Eight of Swords energy is exiting. So Eight of Swords energy is just getting in your own way. Although it is still creeping in your current energy, because when I first saw that Five of Swords card, even though I didn't say it, I don't know why I didn't say it, I had a feeling that you were getting in your own way. So yes, it's exiting, but part of it's still with you. Overthinking, a feeling of stuckness. It's nice it's in reverse and it's nice it's in your exiting, but I do see it still with you somewhat. Yeah, and it's a very difficult energy, the Eight of Swords. I know it's only minor arcana or whatever, but like, I do think it's one of the most difficult energies to deal with. Okay, so recent past, please. Recent past. The Chariot in reverse. Okay. There's a feeling of slowing things down here. Especially where the Hermit's attached that Two of Cups anyway, which I'd already said you were taking it at quite a slow pace. And this backs that up in the recent past here. It's a slowing down. So you may have found yourself in a sort of infatuation situation with someone, but you are wise enough with the Hermit there to say, hang on a minute, let's just keep this at a slow pace, because otherwise it's going to be too much for me, it's going to be too much for you, it's going to be too much for us to deal with. It's like with the Sun as well, it's like you're shining a light on each other. It's almost like you're shining a light on each other's pain. So that is something that, if you're aware of is happening, you do need to pace. So it makes sense that Chariot card's out for you. The near future, please. Ooh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. The High Priestess in reverse and the Tower. I wouldn't normally take two doing this, but whatever, it keeps coming out this way. So there's a feeling here with the High Priestess in reverse of yeah, with the Tower as well, and with the Sun, of you coming to terms with secrets that you've kept from yourself. I appreciate that you are using this reverse Chariot energy to kind of pace this connection. It feels like, to a certain extent, in the near future, the energy does run away with itself a bit. I'm not sure what you can do about that, if you should do anything about that. We'll see when we dig. But because it's happening, it's going to happen for a reason. It's almost like you know it's going to happen anyway. And that's why you're trying to slow things down and control the tempo of this. Because you know stuff's coming up from your depths, I swear you know it. And it can feel quite shocking and intense. And I think things are probably about, there is an intensity here in your near future, I can't lie. It's there. When it's there, It's almost like some sort of event out of your control, sort of ups the stakes, I want to say. But it's for a purpose, and it's for you to get to know yourself better. Strengths, please. Strengths, please, for Aquarius. I was going to say Aries. Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's very similar to that reversed High Priestess energy. You're aware that you're keeping secrets from yourself. You are aware that the stuff that's going to become uncovered about your own self, due to the nature of this Two of Cups, whether that is a friendship or a romantic situation. So your strength really is that you are aware of that, which I've already said, but it's backing it up. Okay, environment, please. Eight of Wands reverse. Can't get a handle on that energy at all for you. It's really weird. Apart from if you live by the sea, this is confirmation that it's your reading, but it's not even going to apply to all of you anyway. But some of you live reasonably close to the sea. Totally random, sorry, but that's the way it is. Sorry. Some of you might live at a distance from your Two of Cups person, whether it's a friendship or a romantic connection or whatever. Maybe some distance between you. There's something about the circumstances of the situation that is slowing things down, that is contributing towards this reverse Chariot energy. It's not actually just you consciously saying, let's slow things down. Actually, there's some sort of outside influence that's slowing things down as well. Like the weather or something. Something that's getting in the way of plans. That's slowing things down. Yet at the same time we have this Tower coming in that's speeding things up. This is why I'm struggling with this. It seems quite contradictory. It could be both. It could be both. So, this is like a weird way of explaining the energies, okay, and it's oddly specific and it's probably not going to literally apply, so take it metaphorically, but you could go and stay at this person's house and then wake up to a blanket of snow, and then it's going to like force you to be in each other's company in a way that neither of you are planning for. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. That's just an example, and I don't think it's going to apply literally for many of you, but something like that. Hopes and fears, please. Hopes and fears. Six of Pentacles, beautiful. Why wouldn't that be your hopes and your fears? Six of Pentacles is just lovely. I mean, yeah, it's not all that sexy, but it is lovely, and it's a really good basis for a Two of Cups. It's a really good basis for a relationship, a friendship. It's equal give and take. And, you know, a kind of building block for good communication. The Page of Swords is like, it is about communication. It's like the beginnings of opening up, the beginnings of creating good communication between the two of you. I don't really know how else to put it. And the potential outcome, please. Let's see where all these energies might lead to in the more distant future as opposed to the near future. For Aquarius, please. Potential outcome. I say potential because everyone has free will, you and other people. Oh my God. Phenomenal energy to have in your outcome. Sorry, I'm looking at my cat. My coat's on the bed and she's just burying into it. I mean, this is goals. This is relationship goals. Do you know what I mean? You could take it very straightforwardly and look at this in terms of moving in together. But it's certainly, even if it's not that, it's certainly building some sort of life together. Kind of combining your resources in some sort of a way. It's really nice to see that in your outcome. Right. I don't normally use that deck for the first cards. It's very interesting. Let's have a little look and see what else we can find out. It's all looking nice for you, though, I've got to say. Reverse Sun for Aquarius, please. The heart of the matter for Aquarius, please. Tell me more about this Reverse Sun. For Aquarius, please. Tell me more about this Reverse Sun for Aquarius, please. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a certain amount of holding back for all the reasons I've said. I think the beauty of this connection is unfamiliar to you. And it is causing you to hold, yeah. This is holding back on communication. This is just a general sense of not wanting to lose control and therefore holding back. Yeah. And then we've got the Seven of Wands, which is a sort of defensiveness. I mean, you can see, look at him, he looks defensive. But I will say the more sort of positive aspect of the Seven of Wands is this energy to me represents someone who is able to state their needs. And that is so important in a Two of Cups situation, to be able to stand up for your needs and state your needs. But it is a bit contradictory because I feel like with this page, this reverse page, I don't see you necessarily being all that communicative, and it's not communicating those needs. It is potentially sabotaging things for you. So that's why it's come up in the reading, really. To give you that to think about. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do. But the sort of concepts that are coming up are concepts of identifying your own needs and communicating those. Because to not do so is to sabotage something that essentially is quite beautiful. The Two of Cups is beautiful. The Sun is in reverse, but it is still beautiful. It is just an energy that, yeah, I feel like it sort of needs a bit of care in how it's handled because of that way that you're shining a light on each other. I feel like this exchange of love between you, it's sort of accompanied with, I feel like you're very alike and you're shining a light on each other, and sometimes the stuff that comes up, you know, sometimes you can be with someone and they fucking like hold a mirror up to you and you end up seeing parts of yourself that you've not seen before, and I just feel like it's potentially bringing up quite a defensiveness in you. And like I say, I don't like telling people what to do, but the questions that you're being asked to ponder are, what are my needs how can I communicate them? Do I feel safe to communicate my needs? If I don't feel safe to communicate my needs, why? And that's where that Tower comes in. The Tower comes in for the why. Because usually the why is connected with needing to get to know yourself better. Because the why aren't I communicating my needs is very connected to your past and who you are and your programming, and that's what the Tower encourages to do. The Tower encourages us to look at all of that one way or the other. Yeah, I'll leave it there, and I'm going to get onto this Five of Swords, this sabotaging energy. Tell me more about the Five of Swords, please. Nine of Pentacles. I'm just getting a sense of hypervigilance from this Nine of Pentacles attached to a Five of Swords. Tell me more about this Five of Swords, please. Page of Pentacles. Tell me more about this Five of Swords for Aquarius, please. Ooh, there's your Ten of Pentacles again. Isn't that all very interesting? Underneath your Five of Swords in your challenge position, we've got Three Pentacles cards. So if you're not familiar with the different suits, Pentacles relates to anything in the physical world. Often people will say money with Pentacles, but it's not necessarily just that. It's time, resources, it's your health, it's your home, it's your career, anything very material. There's kind of a bit of an energy of worrying about the future here. Worrying what your future might look like together in terms of like living arrangements, and I mean that's more of a romantic relationship. So if it's a friendship, I don't know, something about the practicalities of your lives of affecting your friendship. Maybe you work together at the moment and one of you's moving a job or something, and there's worries about how that's going to affect your friendship, or say one of you's moving in with a partner and you're worried about how that's going to affect your friendship. I don't know, there's a sabotaging energy here, and it's very much guided by your subconscious but your conscious mind is kind of putting a layer of logic on it, and that logic is sort of telling you to be concerned about practicalities. It's the best way I can put it. Like you might even be literally arguing about money, and in your head the fact that you're having to have this discussion about money, even though it's absolutely, to me, looks like a problem that with discussion can be solved, but it's almost like in your head you're running away with it a bit, and you're like, well, they haven't paid me back for that thing, so it's over. It's over. And it's like, that's a sabotaging action, because, you know, unless this person is continuously borrowing money and not giving it back to you, something like that, then them forgetting to pay you for something, for example, this is just an example of the energies, them just forgetting to pay you on a one-off, and you needing to say, oh hey, can you pay me back for this thing, that's not, well look, I'm not here to say what's right or wrong and what's deal breakers or isn't, but that doesn't particularly really strike me as a deal breaker. that's what this energy is. This is the energy of you seeing something as a deal breaker, but I think if you stepped back from it and really examined it, you wouldn't see it as a deal breaker. You would recognise that your subconscious is sabotaging something that's beautiful. It's a kind of fault-finding energy. And your conscious mind is using very practical concerns to try and justify killing this connection, even though it's beautiful. But it's because your subconscious is so unfamiliar with the beauty that it's finding some way to make your life be what you've always known. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained that as well as I can. Surrounding energy, please. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. It's beautiful. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. Tell me more about this Two of Cups for Aquarius, please. Justice. It's so beautifully fair and balanced, this situation, despite what we just said about, oh, they owe me money for this, or that's just an example. It could be anything. It could be like the most smallest thing. They forgot to shut the toilet lid. Yeah, but really, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's beautiful and balanced between you. And you've got the Star come out as well. So I feel like, because you see the Star when it's upright is wish fulfillment. Like, sometimes those wishes can be pipe dreams, and sometimes the reality of life can clash with those pipe dreams. But it's like, to what extent do you let the reality of life clash with those pipe dreams? Are you really going to get pissy about a toilet seat or something like that? Or, I don't know. It's almost like you're letting little gripes potentially get in the way of something that actually your soul is recognising as a dream coming true, and something that your soul knows is truly balanced. To have the Two of Cups out and the Justice card out like that, there's a lot of balance in this connection, this friendship, whatever it is to you, and there's a lot of beauty in it. Sometimes the way you shine a light on each other causes you to kind of go, and that's when you start finding fault, potentially in the other person or just in the relationship, or deciding that it's not what you want. But I think you need to be, well, that's why the Tower's about to come in, to give you clarity on what you do want. I don't know what that Tower's going to be, we'll see. Exiting energy please for Aquarius. So underneath an Eight of Swords we've got a Page of Cups and a reversed Eight of Wands. You see, we had the Eight of Wands here in your environment, which I couldn't quite get a handle on. Yeah, it doesn't feel connected actually, which is unusual for me when I do this shit. It feels like in the past actually there's been some delay in communication between you, or there's been some delay in forward movement, some delay. I don't know, it's like almost like your first meeting was delayed in some way, because you wanted it to be right, you wanted things to be right, you wanted to be in the right frame of mind when you met this person. It may be that you let me just get another card. What was the cause for the delay? It's a lot of cards. Six of Swords. You wanted to heal past trauma before you... Oh, the Hermit. Yes. Yes. you needed a period of introspection, you needed a period of self-discovery, yeah, so that you could be in the right frame of mind to give to this situation. So I almost feel like you might have known each other for quite a long time, but you couldn't like cement the friendship or offer the love until you'd completed some sort of process which got you out of your Eight of Swords energy enough. I will say enough, because I do see you dipping back into it here. But it's about getting out of that energy enough, and a lot of it was around healing past trauma, because we've got the Six of Swords, and especially in this deck. Yeah, you needed to transition out of that Eight of Swords energy so that you could come to this connection correctly. And like, I mean, Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Father of Cups, that is a pretty good way to come towards a connection. So like, well done for pacing it. And yes, recent past, that's that pacing. Do we really need to pull much more on that? And the recent past, it is just that energy of pacing things right, and maybe not even quite even having that first meeting almost, or that first date almost, until you were in that right energy. Two of Cups in reverse. So now we've got two cards pertaining to decisions in your recent past. Yeah, it's like it took you a long time to sort of make the decision to move forward with this connection in the way that you are now choosing to move forward in it, which is a balanced way. It's like you did keep your distance from this person for quite a time until you knew you could come to it in a balanced way. Anything else on the... Oh, okay. On the Chariot, yeah, because you had to get yourself out of this Five of Wands energy, which is inner conflict. Feels like inner conflict. Okay, near future, please. Near future, please. Near future, please. Near future, please, for Aquarius. Near future for Aquarius, please. Two of Cups again. And the Magician. I'm telling you, I see this connection continuing in its strength despite this Tower coming up. I mean, no one likes to see a Tower, but because it just can feel quite shocking and intense, and it can be the feeling of things crumbling around you and you really having to find that strength at your core. But like, you're determined to keep this connection alive, and I see you succeeding, but it gets a bit rocky, I'm not going to lie. But I actually really do see you supporting each other on a kind of journey of self-discovery here. It's beautiful. Let me just see if I can get one more card for your near future, please, for Aquarius. Near future for Aquarius, please. Near future for Aquarius. Oh, I got two. Nine of Swords reversed. Ten of Wands, yeah. Yeah, like I said, it gets rocky. It does get rocky. At least both of these energies are in reverse. You know, Nine of Swords is that anxiety, and then Ten of Wands is just a feeling of heaviness. Yeah. It almost feels a bit, I don't want to be dramatic, but it feels a bit make or break. So some situation occurs here that feels a bit out of both of your control. And you really feel like things might be on the ropes, but I see you pulling it back, both of you, because we've got the Magician next to the Two of Cups. I just don't see how you can argue with that. And just the Tower and the High Priestess, it's like, I just feel like you're both really getting to know yourselves, and that allows you to really get to know each other. And I just think there's this really beautiful reciprocal process of helping each other discover themselves. And it feels quite intentional with the Magician here. It's nice. Strengths, please, for Aquarius. King of Wands with the Seven of Swords. Hanged Man in reverse. Three of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Right. I think this is just it's about knowing when to hang back, knowing when to give things space to breathe. And like, this connection is bringing up pain. I'm not saying you're hurting each other and causing each other pain, but it's somehow shining a light on pain. One or both of you has a fear of abandonment, which is so common. Someone at times might feel the need to hang back a bit with this Seven of Swords and Hanged Man energy. The slowing down of things, the hanging back, this slowing down connected to the Chariot, it could trigger someone's fears of abandonment, which is why you need to keep on top of your communication here. Something's getting in the way of communication though. Some environmental something is getting in the way of communication. I want to get underneath that for you. See, the Seven of Swords can be a sneaky energy. Yes. Someone hanging back, someone trying to pace things, someone trying to control the pace that this takes, which is a reasonable thing to do when triggers are coming up. It could trigger someone's fear of abandonment. So what you're being asked to consider is, when you hang back or someone hangs back, how can they do it in a way that doesn't feel sneaky? It's about being upfront about your need to take a step back, because that allows reassurance to be offered. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right, I'm going to go to Everyday Witches to try and get underneath this Eight of Wands, because I know I'm going to find this I just got a feeling I'm going to find this difficult, because I just never quite had a handle on this energy when it first came out, and I have to be honest when I'm not quite getting a handle on things. Because we've highlighted here the importance for good communication, but I feel there's something in your environment that's getting in the way of good communication. Moon reversed. The Tower reversed. Alright. I think it's just... there's something in your environment that is distracting you from recognising your own needs, distracting you from recognising your own self. Yeah, there's some sort of distraction. Some sort of distraction. Ten of Swords. It's just this abandonment. You see, this particular Ten of Swords, you can just see like all these swords are in her back, she's in pain, and someone's just doing a runner. It's this feeling of abandonment again. So I suppose when that fear gets triggered, it can be very hard to communicate. And I'm sort of reading this reversed Eight of Wands as difficulty communicating, but There's an environmental factor here that I'm missing. And it's annoying me, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it. I have to be honest. Things aren't as they seem. Something's making things seem bigger than they are. See how this cat's looking in the reflection? The cat seems massive, but the cat isn't massive. Something's happening to make things feel bigger than they are. Well, that's what happens when we're sort of triggered, isn't it? There's stuff in the moment that's actually quite small, but it triggers a very big reaction happens in us because our body's thinking we're in the past. I keep coming back to water. If some of you have got like some sort of fears around water or fears around swimming or something. I don't know. Or some sort of problems in your house to do with water. That's so oddly specific. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sorry. It's bugging me. But look, the takeaway is be aware of things that are getting in the way of communication. Be aware of your own trigger points that are getting in the way of communication. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hopes and fears, please. Takes us right back to the beginning of the reading. This whole thing is like your dream, it's your hope and it's your fear. This is why it's called hopes and fears, because they are often one in the same thing. What did I say when I first, when I was talking about that sun at the beginning of the read? It's like this sensation of joy and happiness. It's what you hope for. But also, you're kind of scared of it because of the unfamiliarity of it. I mean, it just makes total sense that card would be there. Because it feels really equal and fair, and it feels like the beginnings, the foundations of really good communication. Yes, it's tentative because it's quite new. That's why we've got a page. But the communication feels fair and balanced in a way that you've not experienced before. And it's so fucking unfamiliar to you. Even though it's what you want, equally at the same time you're shit scared. But prior to all this happening, I see you doing a lot of inner work. You have a lot of inner wisdom. Draw on that. Over here you were very ready for that. You were very ready for that. So keep pacing it in a way that as stuff comes up you can deal with it, please. Outcome, please. Outcome, please, for Aquarius. Well, tell me more about this Ten of Pentacles. Knight of Wands with... Ouch. Oh my God. I'm so mal coordinated. I banged my elbow on my own desk. The Knight of Wands in reversed. Oh. Knight of Wands is a feeling of boredom. When it's reversed. Oh. Queen of Swords. Oh, Aquarius. Aquarius. Do you seek novelty? Are you a novelty seeker, or is the person in this Two of Cups with you a novelty seeker? It's almost like the safety and security that this relationship offers. it's like you're going to start picking at it and be critical of it. I mean, look, no, the first energy that came out is the Ten of Pentacles, and it is looking beautiful. But these supplementary energies are just kind of here to warn you and get you to think, okay, so if this applies to you, take it and use it wisely. Knight of Wands in reverse can be boredom. Queen of Swords in reverse feels like a sort of nitpicking, critical energy. The Ten of Pentacles can be fucking beautiful. You two coming together, combining your resources in this way, whether it is moving in together or whether it's something smaller than that, because this all feels quite new, so I don't think it's necessarily literally that, although that card can literally mean that. Where was I? Oh, you see, Ten of Pentacles is stable. It's that stable, but it's pentacles, right? It's not all that sexy. And it's one or both of you is quite used to drama. And to me, what's happening here is because there's not any drama, because it's fucking beautiful. I just think there's the potential that you could be getting a bit bored and therefore start nitpicking. So, there's a potential for that to happen. There's a reason these cards have come out like that. You know, I think when we're used to quite chaotic relationships, when we get something stable, I mean, it does go back to that self-sabotaging energy. We can subconsciously even sabotage it. So that's what the whole purpose of these readings is to shine a light on what might be happening subconsciously for you, so that you can try and avoid any pitfalls. Because, I mean, really, it's all looking completely beautiful. So, and you are aware in your strengths. You are aware of these sorts of things inside you. So, yeah, just be aware that if you're feeling bored, maybe try and examine where that's coming from. Because there's a lot of beautiful energy here to work with. There's a lot of beautiful energy between you. The situation. And well, to be fair, in your near future, the Tower isn't boring anyway. The Tower feels intense and crazy, but maybe once you've dealt with that, there's a feeling that, so I don't know how, I don't exactly know how it all ties together, your circumstances, but when I get readings like this and I think they don't tie together, there's people that watch them and they tell me it makes sense. So I'm just going to hope that's what's happening here, because it sort of feels a bit contradictory actually to be talking about boredom here when I've got a Tower in your near future, but really this is the more distant future anyway. So it might be the idea that once you've got through this Tower moment, which I see you doing, and you get more of a long-term stability occurring. There's just this sensation of boredom. Yeah, Five of Wands. This feels just like picking a fight. There's a bit of an energy in the more distant future outcome, kind of where all these energies are taking us, of picking fights. Once a certain stability is reached, of picking fights. Almost like you're testing someone, like you're testing someone's commitment. Yeah. The Hermit reversed. Why is the Hermit in reverse here, please? Oh. It's that Seven of Swords again. Not wanting to be seen. The energy of not wanting to be seen. You see the way his hood's up, he's... There's a sense of shame actually here. sense of shame and not wanting to be seen, because the Hermit's reversed. That's the more shadow aspects of that energy, that withdrawal. It's almost like you could cause another person to go into this energy because of your feelings of boredom and picking fights. I mean, look, this is all just stuff for you to watch out for, really, to be honest. This isn't like and it's never some hard and fast prediction. It's a collective reading on bloody YouTube, for God's sake. It's here to prompt you and get you thinking. I dig underneath the energies because I want to give you something helpful, right? I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, Ten of Pentacles, brilliant, go home, it's all going to be wonderful. I mean, yes, it's there in your potential outcome, but like, Ten of Pentacles takes work. So, you know, let's look at some of the work that you might need to do to make this happen, because it don't happen by magic. It doesn't just happen. Shit needs to be worked at, and this looks to me like some of the issues that might come up. Bit of boredom, bit of nitpicking, bit of starting fights for no reason, and then that can cause another person to withdraw, basically. So, I mean, it is looking, it is all looking beautiful. It really, really is. But, you know, I just want you to be aware of any pitfalls, all right? So that you can keep it on a, keep it growing and like reach your goals, because this is goals. I'm telling you, this is goals. This is beautiful. I'd love to have this. I'd love this to be me. God, I'd love it. Oh, Aquarius, it's all beautiful. I hope I've said some shit that helps you, that makes some sense of stuff for you. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Please like, share, subscribe and all that, and do comment if you know, you've got anything to say about any of the things I've said. It makes me a better reader, and I just love hearing from you. Yeah, and knowing like what sort of sense the reading meant to you. You know, because especially the bits that I couldn't quite get a handle on, like this environmental energy. But I am going to leave it because I have my limits. All right, my loves, I'll see you later. Bye.